Good afternoon, traders. My name is Sitlengema from QuickTrade. Welcome to our QuickTrade technical analysis. Please indicate if you can hear me so that we can start. You can just shoot me a message at the bottom of your chat tool here. There's a chat tool at the bottom. There's a line or there's a field where you can just type in your message and forward it to me to indicate if you can hear me or not. See, some of the guys are still in the lobby. What's going on here? Let me check. Hi, good afternoon, guys. My name is Sitle from QuickTrade. Please send me a message to indicate if you can hear me or not. I've just moved some of you guys into the room. You've always been hanging around the lobby. I've just moved you to the room. Please indicate if you guys can hear me. Okay, Hendrik. Hi, Hendrik. Thank you very much for the message. Thank you, thank you. Okay, guys, who's new amongst us? Can hear you, can hear you. Okay. Oh, okay, guys. Perfect. Thank you so much. No, I'm very good, Hendrik. I'm very good. I hope you're doing well also. I'm very good. Hi, guys. Okay. I think now I think now we can start. Is there anyone new amongst us guys here? Is there anyone new? I cannot see any new name here. I know Skipper, Sanolindi, Gert, and Andres, Hendrik, Tapua. Masimula is not regular, but I mean, she's not new. Okay, guys. I've been away. I took a couple of days off. Well, I mean, and yeah, I'm back. I'm back today. So, let us start. I hope you guys have been practicing, have been doing some work while I was gone, and I'm expecting you guys to give me some issues that you came across while you were doing your analysis in my absence. Is there anything that you guys would like us to first have a look at before we start? Whatever that we're gonna have a look at today, is there anything that you want us to first have a look at? Anyone can say something. Okay, I'll answer your question now. Lindy, where? Okay, it's Ryan first. Okay, trade idea of today. The value was 3 decimal places. How to enter? Well, please be more specific there, Ryan. Is it the Euro AUD trade you're talking about? Is the currency pair? What was it? And we'll check it here. Let me check if I can see it. Euro AUD. This is Euro AUD here. I did not really check the trade. I mean the way it was sent out, I did not check it, but I think the levels there are very clear because I'm looking at my screen here. It's I think it was 1.5. 500. I think it was 1.53500. I think that was the entry. That's what we're supposed to use to enter the trade. Other than that, I did not see anything, I mean, wrong with the figures there. I don't know. I will double check it maybe later to see if I can pick up anything wrong there. In fact, let me just go to my phone and check exactly what was sent out. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. I think I'm happy with this. It's 1.5350. I mean, sell. It didn't actually get there today. It hasn't gotten maybe to that level yet. It looks like it's coming off massively now. So for those that went in maybe at limit, them I think they've lost out on this one because I mean it looks like it's busy selling down right now, and the stop loss is a TP is 1.5250. Stop loss is 1.538. I think it's pretty straightforward there, Ryan. I don't know. It's straightforward. You can just type. Oh, does it do that? I don't know, but you don't need to use that. Use the exact values that we've given you. Maybe you don't even need to go to the risk calculator because I mean the risk calculator won't help you in forex. You just have to check how much you're going to make against how much that you're going to lose. I think maybe that's what you should do. Don't use the risk calculator for these forex trades. Okay, that's perfect. Now let's look at what Lindy had to say. How do you identify sellers or buyers pressure? Okay, from the candlesticks charts. Hmm. Okay, Lindy, that's that's a very difficult question. But I mean, the main thing for you to understand is the trend. As long as you've identified the trend, as long as you can see maybe the strength of the buyers or the sellers. You can judge that maybe by the candle size. If the candle is large, the shaded part is large and it's rising, it's in a rising trend. That shows that there is a lot of buyers and very little selling happening in that particular currency pair. And if it's on a declining trade or on a declining currency pair, you can also use the same type of analysis. There are different types of candlesticks. You get your dojis, you get your hanging man, you get well, I mean they have different names, inverted hammers, and all of that. So you must be able to read those and see if they paint any reasonable picture to you. Well, I mean, at some point we are definitely going to go through that, but I think for now it's going to be a little bit difficult for some of our guys in the room, unless if Lindy has been trading for quite some time and she understands how to identify support and resistance levels. But I mean, for now, I think I'm just going to leave this one on the side for the right time. Masimula, I'm very sorry that you have a problem with your line that is cutting. Everything on my side looks to be okay. I don't really understand why maybe your line is cutting on your side. I'm sorry about that. Okay, guys, we can now maybe have a look at I mean stocks or currency pairs that you guys maybe have or that maybe you have traded maybe over the past week while I was gone. We can just have a look at them and see if we are going to have money. Some of those I checked this morning when I came in. I looked at the British pound against the US dollar. It did exactly what we had said it was going to do. I think when we looked at it, and okay, another one. I mean, was the euro. The euro on the 2nd of May. That is actually posted that last week before I left, or the other week before I left. It had closed below the moving average on the monthly, and for the month of May, it went down and it lost some value. So those that went in and took a shot on the euro for the whole month, yeah, they made some handsome profits from the euro. So because I mean this is still the beginning of we are still at the beginning of the month. So what I think we need to check, we need to look for those trading opportunities where we can spot maybe possible buy trades or sell trades. One of the trades that I've identified is the GBP. The GBP has been weakening actually across the board. I looked at the GBP USD. It looks like it's going to be selling for quite some time. We'll have a look at it and we'll talk about it. Now. Okay, let me check. Andres, you're saying can you use MACD to see sellers and buyers or better using candlesticks chart? uh, Everything is on your charts, Andres. Everything is on your charts. You can actually be profitable without even using the MACD that you just mentioned here. It's important that maybe you use MACD just to double check if your bias is correct or you're on the right side of the market. You can use that just to double check. Otherwise, it's not very important to be quite honest. I know that if you are looking at time sales, that's also very important. But I mean, you need to have, I think you need to have L3. You need to have L3 because I mean, you need to see the market depth. If you don't have L3, you won't have enough data. That's my only problem there. Because I mean, you need to see block trades and all those big trades that the institutional traders are putting into the system. You need to have maybe an L3 where you can see proper market depth. But I mean, in our platform, you can't really see that. But I mean, the main thing is understanding your your chart. If you can read your chart and compare that against your time sales, yeah, I'm sure that you can really do very well there and make you can make some money. Okay, I want us to have a look at okay, I want us to have a look at the GBP USD. GBP USD. I want us to look at the monthly time frame. I think there is something brewing here, something very interesting. Okay, there's something very interesting happening here. You see, the price has been moving above the moving average the whole time. It's been trading above the moving average, and end of May, we closed below the moving average on the GBP USD. So this is an early warning to you or an early sign to you that the price of the GBP against the US dollar is likely to decline. over the next couple of months. I don't know for how long, but it's possible that the price of the British pound against the US dollar could even come down to 1.22 here at the bottom here. It's possible that we may come down here. Why are we saying that? You see this close that we, oh, sorry, there's something wrong that I've just done here. Sorry about that. Sorry, this is the chart I'm talking about. It wasn't showing. I've just seen that now. We closed below the moving average at the end of May. Now we are in June. So what we should wait for now, we should wait for the daily time frame to close below its moving average, and from there we can start going in, maybe trying to take those shots on the British pound. But let's first get our support and resistance levels to confirm our bias here. If you guys want us maybe to use the MACD, we can use the MACD maybe at a later stage. But for now, let us try and get our support and resistance levels that are important for us to trade profitably in this market. Around this area here, between these two horizontal lines that I've just drawn here, between these two horizontal lines here, those lines are 1.32917. The line below is 1.31651. I think there is a lot of well, I mean, there's a little bit of buying happening around this area here. Every time the price comes down between these two lines here, you get buyers coming in and pushing the price up. But I don't think that that will last. It's just gonna do this for a while, but I think before the month is over, we're going to see maybe buyers getting out of the way and letting the bears or the sellers take control of this market. I'm using these turning points as my support and resistance. I'm using these. I'm not using these two here. I'm using these here. And the next area of support that we have is around 1.29435 on the British pound. So now let's go back to the daily now. Let's just go check the daily, see if we can get anything intelligent out of this chart. I'm more worried about these three lines that we have here. You see what this chart did? The price came down to this line here, which is our support. It hit this support. It started moving up. Yesterday, it closed above. No, man, Friday. Sorry, Friday. Friday. It closed above, it was up 0.39, and today there's a little bit of a follow through. We're seeing the price go up a bit, but I don't think that this is going to last for a very long time. I think very soon we're going to have the price maybe crossing below 1.33 there, going below maybe 1.31651, and finally getting down to this level here at the bottom. That's what I think is going to happen here on the British pound. I'm not saying that you should go in straight away and start selling the British pound. Wait for the daily to cross below the moving average like it did here on the 19th of April. 19th of April, we had a close below the moving average, and that's when the price of the US dollar started appreciating against the price of the British pound. So that's the setup that I want us to be on a lookout for here on the British pound. There's another one that I'm going to show you. It's on the British pound also. It's no, it's not on the British pound. It's on AUD JPY. But we don't have a mini on this one, unfortunately. We don't have a mini. So if you have a tiny account, you won't be able to trade this one, unfortunately. But there is something that looks like it's busy brewing there. I will show you now. I'm just waiting for my charts to finish uploading there, downloading. Oh, okay. I've drawn these lines already. I'm waiting for the price. You can mark these levels if you are interested in trading the AUD I'm looking at this zone here. This zone, it's 83792 or 83800 and 84500. This zone here, I think there's going to be a lot of sellers coming in and pushing the price lower later in the week or maybe in the next couple of weeks. I think the price is going to come back down here to 81 to 81 levels. So if you are interested maybe in doing like a full contract on the AUD this is the currency pair that maybe you can note down and mark these levels here. I do not expect the price to have any close above 84.5 or 84,500. I expect the price to come down as soon as it gets to those levels, because I mean I think there's a lot of selling interest around that area there at the top if you're talking about the AUD let's check the monthly to see how it looks, the monthly time frame. Well, the monthly time frame we closed below the moving average at the end of Feb, beginning of 2018, and now the price is just busy retracing, moving up there. I think sellers are going to come in and start pushing the price lower. Let us see if we can find any of those levels using our. Let me remove all these lines here. I've just removed all the lines. This is your support here at the bottom. If you're marking this turning point here, this is your support. This is your support. Let's try and get another. Okay, I'll just use these lines that I've just drawn now. Okay, you see this line that we have here. It's around 84.66, but I'm looking at 84.500. It may extend maybe to 84.661, but I'm looking at this one. For the past 2 months, we've been positive. This was April, May. This is June. June, we are up 1.23%. I mean, Australian dollar is actually very strong against many other currencies. I expect to see maybe sellers coming in around this area here, 84. 500 or even 84 600 or 700. I think there's going to be a lot of selling interest there, so keep an eye out for that one. Okay, if you guys have any questions, please ask. If you have any questions, please ask, and we're going to have a look at mm, some CFDs, JSE CFDs. One of them that I mean one of them that we're going to have a look at is ShopRite, Barloworld, and yeah, let's just use those two for now. Barloworld, ShopRite. I want to show you where I think the prices there are heading. Okay. Okay, it's fine. We look at stocks. It's fine. Henrik has just mentioned Tiger Brands, Sasol, and Shoprite. Masimula, I am not a big fan of Bollinger Bands. I'm not a big fan. I prefer using the naked charts. You can apply Bollinger Bands on your naked charts, but I mean, one of the values, I think you have to change it to a 5 to get 5 and I think it's 5 and 20 to get your Bollinger Bands to work perfectly. But I mean, I'm not a big fan. Please excuse me on this one. I'm not going to go through any Bollinger Bands. My intention is to teach you guys how to read charts without really using any indicators, because I mean that's the only way that you can really make money. Because I mean, if you want to rely on indicators, indicators are not reliable. Besides, they are the product of the price action. So the main thing for you to learn is to learn your support, resistance, your trend line, the main direction of the market, and just the order flow. If you can be able to read that. Let us look at TBS. Because I mean, the thing that I hate about maybe having Bollinger Bands and having the simple moving averages or exponential moving averages, that it makes your chart very messy. You end up having too many things on your chart instead of just maybe looking at one or two things. Okay, let's have a look at Tiger Brands. We have Tiger Brands. Yo, Tiger Brands. Okay, Tiger Brands. In April, oh, that was in March. In March, we closed below the moving average. We closed below the moving average, and the market was down. And Tiger Brands was down 12.26%. And in no man, this was in March. This was in April. April we were up 5%, and in May we were down 13%. So you see, this thing of having your monthly crossing below your simple moving average works, because check, there was no follow through on this positive monthly close in April. In April, we were up 5%, but check what happened in May. In May, we were down 13%. Even if he had held this position from the beginning of April until the end of May, you could have made a lot of money on this one. Okay, now let's go have a look at our support and resistance levels that we use to determine whether we are going to be buyers or sellers of a stock. Okay, I just want to mark all these turning points here. I know that we're going to end up having too many horizontal lines on our chart, but let's try this. Now I want to mark this one. Okay. We have another one here around 311. We have another one around 311, and there's another one here around 350 or 352. Around 350, 352, we have one. Okay, now let's go back to our daily chart. Already we know that the monthly chart is saying that we're supposed to be selling Tiger Brands. But I mean, if you check here, I mean, during April, the stock rallied a bit there. But I mean, it was just a false rally because I mean, immediately after that, sellers came in and started pushing the price lower. Okay, we're going to use the same lines that we drew from the monthly chart. You see, when we got here, the price started rising. It closed above the moving average on the daily. When the price, when the daily price disagrees with the monthly, you don't do anything. You wait for the price to first 10 and be in agreement with the monthly. Once they both say one thing, then you can go in and take a trade. So the monthly is saying sell and the daily is busy rising. You don't do anything. You wait for, you see when the price got here, this area 395, I mean 403, 405 is our a strong resistance zone. So the likelihood of sellers coming in and pushing the price lower is massive. So what happened is that when the price got there, we had these tails that we had here. We had a negative day here. We had a close below the moving average on the daily time frame, and the price moved sideways for a bit. It gave us an inverted, or it gave us what do you call this, a bearish reversal pin bar, and the price started falling, and it kept uh, I mean, it kept below the moving average, and the price started declining. So this was an early warning to you if you were a seller that now is time for you to start selling Tiger Brands. So from 390, it went down to about 330, 330s, and currently it's above our resistance, sorry, above our support. This area here around 337, 336 is our support on Tiger Brands. It's our support on Tiger Brands. If we get like a proper bounce, we may see the price maybe going up to 352. Around 352, that's where 352, 353, that's where I expect to see some sellers stepping in and pushing the price lower once again, taking out maybe 336, and finally taking the price down to 310, which is our next next support that we have on Tiger Brands. Those are the levels I'm looking at. If we do get a bounce from this horizontal support line that we have here around 337, we'll go up to 353. From 353, we break below 337. From 337, we come down to 310. We come down to 310. That's what I see on Tiger Brands. I wouldn't do anything like right away. I would wait to see what happens around 337, 336. If we get like a proper negative close below 337, 336 area, I would look to take some shots, looking for the price to come down to 310, here. Otherwise, you can wait for the price maybe to push up towards 353. Around 353, I think that's when more sellers are going to come in and push the price lower. I don't know if this makes sense to you, Hendrik. I don't know if this makes sense to you. Do you hold a different view? Is there anyone who would like to say something about this? But I think that's what is likely to happen on Tiger Brands here. I think Tiger Brands may still come down to 310. That's according to the chart structure that I see here. Okay, let us now have a look at Sasol and Shoprite. We spoke about Sasol a couple of times before I went away. We had some levels that we had marked. You see these lines that I have there at the top. We're looking at 490, 486 as as a shortable area. We said every time the price gets to 490, 486, you can look to sell Sasol, because I mean there was a lot of resistance around that area. I'll show you using the monthly chart, because I mean on the daily, or I can even try and use the weekly. I think we'll get what we are looking for on the weekly also. Okay, if you check the weekly, this was back in 2015. 2015, the price went up. It hit this area here. It came down. And in 2016, the price went up. It got here. The sellers came in. They pushed the price down. And again, 2016, the price went back up. Sellers pushed it down. So this area is massive when it comes to resistance. There are so many people that are looking at that area. So every time the price gets to, let's say 495, 490, we are likely to see more sellers coming in and pushing the price of Sasol down. It went up and the sellers pushed the price down. We said that our first area of support was around 450. We're looking at 450 as our support. It got down to 450. It went down briefly to about 445, and sellers came in and started pushing the price higher. But I mean, we were right on I mean, in saying that the price was actually going to come down from 490 to about 450. That actually did happen. So now the price is going back down to 490. 490 for 80 zones, this zone here. So if you are interested maybe in taking a short or taking a trade on Sasol, you must keep an eye on everything that happens between 480 and 490 on Sasol. The way that it looks right now, it looks like we may still see the price of Sasol coming back down below its moving average. Because I mean, the only thing is that the price hasn't traded below the moving average. But I mean, every time it gets to 490 and you get some negative price action there, or something that is confirming that the price is starting to go down, like maybe getting these weeks or these tails around 490, 491, you can actually use that as an opportunity to go in and sell. But I mean, any clear break above 490, if you get a daily close above 490, that is giving you a clear signal showing that the price is now breaking away from that area, then maybe you can go in and start going long Sasol. For now, I wouldn't touch Sasol as a long. I would actually look to go in and take a short on Sasol. I would go in and take a short on Sasol, guys. Sasol, I think as long as it is trading below 490, we haven't had any. Okay, what is that area exactly? Let's as long as we haven't closed above we haven't had any daily close above 490. I'll still be negative Sasol. I don't think that Sasol is going to break out of that area just like that. So it's important that you look out for that 490 area. It's very important. Okay. I'm done with Sasol. I'm done with Sasol. Don't know what Henrik is saying here. He's saying this is not the Sasol chart. This is the Sasol chart, but it's a weekly chart, not the daily chart, Henrik. I'm using the weekly chart, not the daily. I'm using the weekly. Now let me go have a look at SHP. We spoke about this one also. If you can maybe check some of our previous posts, we spoke about SHP. You said we're expecting SHP to come down to trade in a range, and that range that we mentioned was 230 to 225. We said 230 to 225. That's where we expect ShopRite to come down to, and it did that. It did that. It did that. It came down to 225. Came down to 225. Let us see. Yeah, okay. Let us see why we said we're expecting the price to come down there. This is our support here at 225. This is our support here at 225. This is our support. And we have another support here around 220. So this is 228. So as the price was coming down, we were expecting the price maybe to start reversing around these levels here. If you look at this bar here, it closed above its moving average, which is a positive sign. It came down to 225 or just below 225. In fact, that low was 223.50. It was in this zone here. The zone is 221, 225. It traded there and started moving up. And well, I mean, for the month, we are positive 1.19%. So for those that went in on this one blindly, I think they are making a bit of money. But I mean, the confirmation came in a form of this bar here. On the 30th, it hit the 223.50, which was our low here, and the price started moving up. I think we're going to get more buying, I mean, coming through on ShopRite around these levels. Around these levels, I think ShopRite is a bargain. Those that want to go in and buy ShopRite for maybe the long term, I think 230s are the best. I mean, 230 is the best level to go in and buy some ShopRites. I like this level that I see here. Even if you are a short-term guy, as long as you keep your stop wide enough, I think you should be able to make some money out of ShopRite if you go in at the right price. It's looking good. I like it. It's above its moving average on the daily time frame. We may get the price maybe coming back down maybe to 232, 233. That is a good area if you want to go in and take a long on ShopRite. I'm done with ShopRite and all the other stocks that you guys asked me to look at. Well, I mean, the difference between the EMA and the SMA isn't that massive, Ryan. It's not too big. It's up to you really. But I mean, the exponential moving average is more sensitive, and the SMA is a little bit slower. But I mean, I prefer using the SMA because I mean there are always opportunities in the market. There's no need for me to jump in ahead of everyone else in the market. So SMA is always good for me. It works. It works for me. So maybe you can also try and use it. Okay, let's look at the Euro US dollar. Let's look at the Euro US dollar. See if we can find anything interesting there. Okay, Euro US dollar. In April, we closed below the moving average. How do you see that? Look at the close. The close is 1.1 9900, and the SMA value, if you check your top left corner there, it's 1.20073. That's where the euro US dollar closed at the end of end of April, and we said that people were supposed to go in and take a shot on the euro against the US dollar. And look what happened. The euro dropped 2.77%, including your gearing. That is massive. That is a massive decline. That's a lot of profit that one could have made on this one. And end of May, we still closed below the simple moving average. So that means that there's still some negative momentum happening there on the on the euro against the US dollar. Now let us try and see if we cannot get our support here. This is our support. Well, I mean, we have a couple of support levels that we need to look at here. Okay, these are the levels I'm looking at. I'm looking at these levels here, the ones that I've just marked here. Now let's go to our daily time frame. Okay, we have our support here around 1.1600. Well, I mean, the price went beyond that. It went down to 1.155 and it started moving up. This is a positive sign. This is an engulfing bar. It went up and stayed above our horizontal line around 1.1. Okay, let me make this bigger. It went above our horizontal line around 1.16165. And if today we get a positive close above our moving average, there's a good chance that this market is going to go up towards 1.18500. The price is likely to go up to challenge that horizontal resistance that we have there at the top. Around that area. That area is 1.18500. I expect the price to go up there around this area here. You can make it maybe a range if you like. You can say maybe 1.8500 and 1.19900. That's where I expect to see some sellers coming in and pushing the price of the euro a little bit lower. But I mean, today, maybe tomorrow, and maybe Wednesday, I expect to see maybe the price of the US dollar maybe weakening, unless if something, and unless if Donald Trump or something unexpected comes up, we could see maybe the price of the US dollar strengthening. But I expect to see, a little bit of the US dollar weakness over the next couple of sessions, maybe today, tomorrow, and maybe Wednesday. After that, I expect to see the price when the price gets to 1.18500. I expect to see maybe sellers coming in and pushing the price lower. But as long as we are still above this 1.16165 area, I expect to see some strength on the euro, which means that the US dollar is going to be weakening over the next couple of days. So that's what I'm looking at there. Really, I think the I mean the US dollar, sorry, the US dollar strength is gonna come, but at the moment, it doesn't look like the US dollar is going to be strengthening maybe over the next maybe two sessions or so. So I do not really expect to see the US dollar doing that great. Karabo, are you happy with that? Is there anything that you'd like me to unpack here? What were you looking at? Please help me. Are you happy with the technical analysis that I've just given you on this one? It's just bounced off this area here of 1.16. I expect the price to go up maybe to 1.18600 or 1.1900 there at the top. That's what I think is likely to happen on the US dollar. But I mean, we'll be keeping an eye on it. If we get to close below this 1.165 here at the bottom here, I expect the price to come down to 1.14611. After 1.14611, I'll expect to see maybe 1.13. That's where I think we're going to get a lot of buyers. For the euro, people coming in here selling the US dollar and buying the euro. That's what I think is going to happen here. Okay, guys. Any stocks, any currency pairs, anything that you don't understand that you'd like me to help you with? Okay. Okay, let's look at Barloworld. We talked about Barloworld a lot when Barloworld was still uh, trading positively over the past couple of weeks. But I mean, over the past couple of days, it has been declining. It has been declining, and okay, if you look at your monthly time frame, this is your monthly time frame. Draw a rising trend line. That rising trend line starts from 2016, 2017 to date, and that rising trend line is around 130. And currently, currently we are up 6.4% or 6.38% month to date. The price went down here and started going up. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but it looks like the price of Barloworld is going to be improving a bit. I expect it maybe to get to 150, 155 levels. I expect it to get to 150, 155 levels. Around these levels, I think that's where we're going to maybe get sellers coming back in and trying to push the price lower. But the main thing is that our main trend is up. Although we have closed below the moving average, we may still get to see the price of Barloworld pushing higher, going back up to the 180 levels. So around 140, around 140s, I wouldn't really mind buying some Barloworld. I think Barloworld is not really a bad buy around those levels, as long as you have your stop loss below maybe 128, maybe 128.50. 128.50. If you can have your stop loss below there, 128.50, and aim for maybe 150, 160, even 180 levels there. I think it's going to. I think Barloworld is going to do well. I think it's bouncing off those levels very nicely. Let's see how the daily looks. If the daily is giving us any hope, let's check. Okay. Okay. Today we are positive. We are up 1.65%. If we get a positive close above our moving average today, it's possible that the price is going to move higher over the next couple of days. Maybe it's going to trade maybe between 145 and 151, and finally maybe go up to 157, 160. Okay, let me draw this falling trend line here. I think we need to draw a falling trend line here. We need to draw a falling trend line there. So if we do go up, those are the areas where we could get more sellers coming in, pushing the price lower around 160, 162. That's where I expect to see more sellers coming in and pushing the price down. Otherwise, I think Palo Alto is at good levels if you are really interested in going long. Palo Alto, willing to giving it sorry, willing to give it a chance to I mean, enough space to breathe. If it decides maybe to come back down a bit, maybe around 130, 135, I think that's actually a very good level to buy Palo Alto if you are interested in buying Palo Alto, and give it time, because it's important that you give your stocks time, you give your currency pairs time. Do not put stops that are too tight. As long as you understand the trend, you understand your levels, your support, your resistance, your trend line, try and put your stops and take profits based on your support, resistance, and trend lines. Then that way you will be able to trade successfully and minimize those unnecessary losses. Because sometimes you get whipsawed. The market goes down, takes you out, and starts going back up again, and you lose money for no reason. Guys, do you have any questions? Is there anyone who did not understand what we were saying? Is there anything? Tap. Okay. Oh, JP. Tapiwa, any question before I wrap up our session? Yeah, it's important that you look at at your monthly time frame, Lindy, or even weekly time frame, just to get an aerial view of what's going on the ground. Because I mean, if you are just using maybe your daily and your shorter time frames, that way you get to miss out on some important details that you can actually pick up using maybe a much bigger time frame like your monthly or the weekly time frame. So it's important that you check that one out as well, and make sure that you get your support and resistance levels on that. After that, it becomes much easier for you when you go down to your daily, because I mean, you can use the support and the resistance levels that you get from the monthly to build upon when you are using the daily time frame window. Yeah, that's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I think our session tomorrow is going to be much better. I've been away for a while. Maybe that's why I don't have a lot of energy. But when we come back tomorrow, I think I don't know if we're gonna have one tomorrow or we're gonna have one on Wednesday. We'll check tomorrow. Tomorrow, could be helping maybe some guys in another department, but I mean, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon. Please go and practice, and make sure that if you get any issues, you come back with those issues back to me so that we can try and solve them. Thank you very much, guys, for taking time out to attend this technical analysis webinar session. Cheers.